Shotgun with Charlie.
Riding shotgun refers to the practice of sitting next to the driver in a moving vehicle. The term riding shotgun came around after the time of the stagecoach, when somebody used to sit next to the driver holding a shotgun, in case they ran into bandits. My name is Charlie Cook, and I drive a lot. I like to talk to people while I'm driving, so I interview people in my car while I'm driving. Welcome to Riding Shotgun with Charlie. All right, before we start today's episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie, I want to say, first of all, I need you all to subscribe to the Riding Shotgun with Charlie YouTube channel. So if you haven't done that, please do. If you want to support the show, you can get some Riding Shotgun with Charlie stickers at Riding Shotgun with Charlie swag and merch page. You can also get a Riding Shotgun with Charlie patch there as well. These are things that I have, so you have to get in touch with me, and I'll send these to you if you want to purchase them. That would be great. Helps put gas in the car so I can get the stagecoach across America. So welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today we are in Matteson, Illinois, and we are with Kory Brooks. Kory, it is nice to be. Oh, whoops! Holy crap! How could I forget the Lead Slinger's hand sanitizer since we are in the middle of a pandemic?
The pandemic.
Who knows if we're in the middle of it or the beginning of it?
Who knows?
I think it's all nonsense.
Everybody likes to listen to the mass media, so then all of a sudden they think that I gotta panic, but
So I said this a long time ago, like in the 1900s, that there's a difference between there's only one letter different placement between the masses and them asses. All right, so anyway, so we've got some Lead Slinger's hand sanitizer. This is good for your hands. It's super watery. We're gonna put this on, and then we're gonna re-shake hands because we want to be safe.
Yes.
And I've been in Illinois, honestly, for a day, and it seems like everywhere I go, people have had masks on.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous.
It is, but
thanks for being on the show, man. I appreciate this. Let's go for a ride. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about guns. Let's talk about Illinois.
Okay, I'm ready to talk about it.
Let's do it. So we're like what, about a half hour south of Chicago?
Yes, we are about a half hour south of Chicago, and Matteson, Illinois. Some people say Matteson or but it's Matteson, Illinois. It's
Matteson, Illinois. I love this because I feel like I'm in the hometown. I grew up about a half hour south of here.
And it's a good community. I moved down here because I really wanted land so I can go back and do my own thing. So
that's cool. Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah. So I am Kory Redmond. That's my real name. Kory Redmond. I am the 761st Gun Club president. I am USCCA instructor, NRA instructor. I am an advocate for the Second Amendment here in Illinois. It's a hard fight, but it's not a fight that you don't want to give up on.
Oh my God!
Yes, it's a hard fight. They currently have 187 bills that they're trying to pass.
187?
Yes,
all right, first of all, they don't have time for that. Second of all, I don't know what it all is. I'm sure it's all infringement.
Oh, yes it is. Oh, we already have a tax in Cook County for ammo, so you don't want to buy ammo in Cook County. You go to the surrounding counties. Yeah. I found this out a couple years ago. I think you have to have a permit. Yes, you have to have your FOID card, which is a firearms owner's identification card. And that came in 1968, the FOID Card Act.
Here's what I noticed. A couple years ago, I was here at the Gun Rights Policy Conference when it was in Rosemont, and I went to go film a gungram playing the trumpet, shooting a gun with Amanda Suffolk and Rob Campbell, and the Vice News was doing a video on the Concealed Carry Fashion Show. So I ended up doing a gungram of Right Said Fred's I'm Too Sexy, because I thought that'd be pretty funny, right? We went to a Walmart to buy ammo because I wasn't going to fly out here with ammo, and we had to, I think they took my out-of-state license to carry, which is what we call it in Massachusetts, and there was an extra tax in Cook County on top of the regular tax.
And now they're trying to come up with another tax, a state tax.
Oh my God! It's nuts. Last year I was out here and I made a gun gram video with a woman that's a bagpipe player, and I couldn't, not only was ammo hard to find, but I couldn't buy ammo because I didn't live in a state that bordered Illinois.
Yes.
And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Yep, that's how Illinois is. And Illinois does not recognize any other states. They don't recognize any other states concealed carry or license to carry or, you know, rights to carry. They do not. They only recognize non-resident states. That's probably about 5 states, and that's states that have similar classes. You have to take a 16-hour course, which today I got done just teaching, but you have to teach, it has to be a 16-hour course, and then you have to beg the state for your permission to carry a firearm and yes, keep and bear arms.
This is what I find frustrating about the 16 hours. 16 hours sounds like, 1, a lot of time.
Yes.
2, expensive.
Yep.
And you can take 16 hours of a bunch of different classes, right?
Yes, you can take NRA basic pistol. That accounts for 8 hours.
Yeah.
You can take inside the home protection. That counts for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Outside the home protection, which is all NRA.
Yep.
Then you can take the Utah, which is counts for 4 hours. Florida counts for 4 hours. Nevada. There's a couple other states that count for 4 hours, and it varies. It's a scale from 8 hours to 4 hours, but you still have to go through the law portion of Illinois and learn how restrictive the state is.
Oh my gosh, I can't even fathom. Well, I was telling you before we started, my sister started the process 9 months ago, just to get a FOID card, which is only $10.
Yeah, and it's very unfair. It's very unfair, and the reason why I say it's unfair, you got to think about the poor and oppressed people.
Yeah.
Right? So you think about that. You think about a mother that, or a girlfriend that has just left an abusive relationship, right? And she's trying to
get her life back together.
Trying to get her life back together, and so she leaves that relationship and she's out on her own now. She may not have the money to go to a gun range just like that, or take a concealed carry class, and you have to wait. Now we're up to 9 months. 9 months to wait for your inalienable right.
That is ridiculous.
So then even more, the state, by law, they're supposed to give you a denial or a approval within 30 days. That's by law. So Illinois breaks its own laws because, hey, they say we make the laws, we can break them. And
then they want to make 167 more laws. Unbelievable.
Yep. And so they want more laws to restrict. So now there's a 9-month wait for your FOID card because the state is overwhelmed because everyone's buying a firearm now, which is good because we want a better, safe America, right?
Absolutely.
So they have the FOID card, and we in Illinois say void the FOID. We really say void the FOID because it hinders people, right? And like going back to the woman that's leaving an abusive relationship. What if that guy threatens to kill her? Well, she has to wait 9 months for a FOID card.
Right, in hopes that he's an attacker in 9 months.
Exactly. 9 months for your FOID card. Then you have a 72-hour wait period when you go buy your firearm.
Oh my God, a buddy of mine called me up. One of my, I don't call them my old friends because I know people that are older. I call them my long friends. One of my long friends called me up the other day, sent me a couple of pictures. He's like, hey, I'm looking at buying guns. He lives west of Chicago. He said, look, I got to get, I'm looking for one of these. What do you think I should get? I said, I think you should go with one of these. I called him up, talked him through it. I said, this is what I think. And he's like, well, that's what I ended up going with. And now that I paid my money, in 72 hours, I can go pick my gun up.
Yep.
I'm like, what?
72 hours, you go pick your firearm up.
Unbelievable, man.
Yep, so you have to wait 72 hours. It's called the cool-off period. The cool-off period, in my opinion, it hinders more people than it's supposed to help.
Sure.
And, it doesn't take 3 days for you to run a background check.
No.
It doesn't take 30 days for you to run a background check, especially if you have the NICS system. But they constantly make us wait for 30 days.
Unbelievable. Yeah, and here's the crazy thing with the 72-hour waiting period. My buddy's already got some guns. So if he needs a cooling off period, he's already got guns at home. If he really wanted to shoot someone, he could use one that he already has legally.
Yep. I ask my students all the time. I say, do you think the 72-hour period works, and what crime does it prevent? I don't know. I'm like, well, it doesn't. And I said, you got to think about this. I have multiple firearms. Now, FBI, anybody else? No, I'm not thinking about doing anything. Okay,
let's put a disclaimer.
Put a disclaimer in there, right? If I wanted to do something, I already have the means.
Right.
So 72-hour wait period.
It's not going to do anything.
It's not going to do anything, right? And to talk about one thing, in Illinois, when the government in Illinois messes up, they punish the people.
Yeah.
Right, so, what do I mean by that? If you think about the Aurora shooting, that guy was a felon. He was a felon. He got his FOID card legally, and then he bought the firearm supposedly legally.
Hold on, the Aurora shooting, movie theater shooting?
No, Aurora, Illinois.
Okay.
He shot 5 people, and I think he might have shot 5 police officers. But I know that he shot and killed 5 people. Right. So the mass shooting that Illinois praises and say that we need gun control, they bring that up. But the guy was a felon. He was a felon from Mississippi. He moved up here. He got his FOID card, which the government failed.
He shouldn't have been able. He shouldn't have passed a background check to get his FOID card.
Nope.
Because they do They do background checks on FOID cards.
They do a background check every day on your FOID card.
Oh my God.
So, just every day, let's say 360 days out of a year, because they take major holidays off. They check your background.
The government. They're probably taking more than major holidays.
Yeah, they are. But they checking your background
every day. So they're just running a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Running a computer. I forget what the system is called, but they check you every day. And if you have a concealed carry card, surprise, you get 2 background checks a day.
Wow.
Right? So
first of all, this seems overkill. Second of all, it sounds twice as expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
That's why they can't hire anybody to process the FOID cards. Because guess what? They don't have any money to hire anybody. But now they magically found some money, and now they're hiring people. If it serves me correct, there was 5 people that was processing FOID card and concealed carry applications. Mm-hmm. They may be up to, I may be wrong, but they may be up to 20 now, hopefully. If it's not 20, I would say, let's just give them a quick 40. And in Illinois, how many NICS hits were there last year? October, when I checked, there was over 5 million NICS hits.
Wow. That's nuts.
People want to buy firearms. They want to protect themselves.
Absolutely.
And now they see the writing on the wall. So you have the 72-hour wait period. You have the 30-day wait period, which is supposed to be. But it's up to 9 months now. And yeah, you have to wait. And if you don't wait, you're instantly a felon.
Unbelievable. This is ridiculous. All right. Let's talk about you. How did you get into gun stuff?
How did I get into gun stuff?
Yeah, you've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I started, I served 8 years in the United States Marine Corps.
Thank you.
I did 2 tours in Iraq. That's when my first obsession of guns were. At first, when you're in the Marine Corps, in the military, a lot of times you don't get a chance to experience pistols. Mm-hmm. So you more or less, this is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Right. I must master this rifle as I must master my life. Right, the Rifleman's Creed. You learn that through and through. You learn that, and then, but you learn about your rifle. And then I really, when I got out the military, I didn't touch guns. I didn't. Mm-hmm. I wasn't necessarily against guns, anything like that. Right. I didn't touch guns. I had little kids, and
sure.
At that time, I will say I was uneducated about safes and everything. So
yeah.
I didn't want to, have the mishap. And I just got back from a war zone. But I want to say 2018. And more or less 2017, I got more into it, and I bought my first pistol in 2014. 2014, okay,
cool.
Bought my first. I always had a FOID card, but I've always been into firearms ever since I was 18 years old. Mm-hmm. When I joined the Marine Corps, I learned about firearms, and I learned firearm safety. And I always remember to keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Mm-hmm. Don't point your weapon at anything you're not intending to shoot. And then tack on NRA and the USCCA and even more rules and learn more into firearms. So I decided to be an instructor. One of my friends told me one day, he said, you really know a lot about firearms. Why don't you go ahead and make something of that? And so I enrolled in Sonoran Desert Institute.
Oh, to become a gunsmith?
Yep.
Very cool.
I graduated in 2018. Yeah. And I started, working on my own firearms. Started working. I build ARs. I love building ARs. Love putting my my adult jigsaw puzzles together. But So I learned. I figured I learned about firearms. Then I became an instructor with the NRA. Then I became an instructor with the USCCA last year of October.
Cool.
Right, and so now I'm certified in personal protection inside the home, outside the home, defensive pistol, rifle, and shotgun, and so I can teach all those classes.
For the NRA or for USCCA?
NRA.
For the NRA.
And for the NRA, then USCCA, I'm a concealed carry instructor, and for the state of Illinois, concealed carry instructor.
Cool. That's awesome, man. What do you think about the difference between the USCCA and the NRA?
Well, it's definitely different. I would say that I would say that more or less the NRA teaches what their core value is basics, right? To learn firearms is very much basics. USCCA gets very technical into the law. Yeah. Right. So, and they talk about scenarios that can land you in jail if you don't do the right things. You can land yourself in jail. And we're in one of the most restrictive states in America.
Sure, they're looking to put you in jail.
Oh yeah, they wake up and say, "How am I going to put you in jail today?"
Right? How can we take these guns? We don't want people to have guns. How can we get them in trouble?
Yep. And a little history fact of 1968. The reason why they came up with the FOID Card Act. Well, first and foremost, Mayor Daley Sr. He didn't even want firearms in the city of Chicago.
They never have.
Nope.
Have you seen the video of Mayor Daley? The same buddy that I was just talking about sent me this video of Mayor Daley back in the 60s, and he said the police weren't there was a riot, and he's like, the police weren't there to stop the riot. No, they were. Oh my God, I'm going to screw it up. Police were. Go ahead.
Yeah. So 1968, he didn't want firearms within city of Chicago limits. So he wanted to ban guns.
I think the line is, he wasn't there, the police weren't there to stop the riot, they're there to preserve the riot.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the truth, it's a lot of times it's what neighborhoods are rioting.
Oh, sure.
So he was scared because around that time, that's when Chairman Fred Hampton was assassinated, right? So he was assassinated, and when he was assassinated, he figured that the black community would get mad about that and riot.
All right, who's Fred Hampton?
Chairman Fred Hampton. That is the Black Panther Party Chicago chapter, Black Panther Party president that was assassinated in 1968 by the Chicago Police Department.
Wow. Chicago's got a bad reputation for guns.
Yep. And so after that assassination, they expected riots. So they wanted to ban firearms. Well, the Republican lawmakers said, we can meet you halfway and we come up with the FOID Card Act. So when they came up with the FOID Card Act, which Michael Madigan was a part of. If you know who Michael Madigan is.
That name rings a bell.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty prominent politician here. He finally gave up his Senate seat. Oh no, not Senate seat, but his House Speaker. Okay. He finally gave that up. He came into some controversy. Yeah, that ain't his first time. But going back to 1968, that's when they came up with the FOID Card Act. And a little tidbit about a little bit more history. Even in 1988, people who stayed in Chicago Housing Authority, they were on Section 8 or government assistance, or in the projects. They weren't allowed to buy firearms.
Wow.
They weren't allowed to have firearms in their homes in the projects.
Wow.
1988. Well, they tried to pass that. I can't remember if it got passed or not, but they were trying to make it so that if you lived in CHA where there was mostly crime in the projects, you
couldn't protect yourself. Unbelievable, man.
I think a lot of times Illinois loves the government reliance, or that people are so reliant on the government.
Yeah.
If you're relying on the government, they can take away your rights. They can control you.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can give it to you, they'll take it away. Oof.
Yeah, that's how. I've been here all my life, and I go down to other states and I get jealous, and I'm like, you do what? You just walk into the range like that?
Right.
Just walk to the range like that, and shouldn't be a problem. Open carry, or they just they have what they want. They can have AK-47s, AR-15s. Well, the little thing about that, there is a certain type of ban in Cook County for AR-15s.
Right.
But it's preemptive to state law. So that means if it's not a state law, that's not a law that you can enforce.
Okay.
Right. So they do try to enforce it. They do, and you will get pulled over if you have an AR-15 in your car or you have it legally locked up in a case. The CPD has been known to take it, and they will confiscate it, and they will destroy it as soon as they get it.
That's nuts.
Yep.
That is nuts.
And I'm speaking this not from experience of me, but people that come to me as the club president and they say, "Hey, CPD they took my AR-15s." It was a young brother that called me and said, "Hey, I need some help. If you can, do something for me, we can see if we get my AR-15 back." It was a court order from the judge to give back his firearms. CPD said we don't have to give it back to him.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh no. That's how Illinois politics are. If they feel like that they don't have to adhere by the law, they don't have to.
Unbelievable. Yeah, this is crap.
And so it's an everyday fight.
It is an everyday fight up there, isn't it, man?
Yes, it is. I take on a lot. I'm just a truck driver. Just a truck driver. My daytime job, I work for a company. I'm just a truck driver. But I have to. I'm not a billionaire like some people may have a backing of billionaires and everything else.
Right.
But I don't have a backing of billionaires.
Yeah.
I have a backing of me working my butt off every day. I strap these boots on and I go to work.
Every day, man. I had someone, this is really funny, I had someone ask me on YouTube, they see me traveling all over the place, they're like, "Is this guy independently wealthy?" I'm like, "No, I'm independently broke." Man,
yeah.
We were able to squeeze this in because I had some personal stuff out here that I needed to do, and I messaged you 2 nights before I was going to leave. I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing Sunday? Are you around?"
Yep, okay,
cool.
Got done with that class and I'm
right. How can I write the strip off on my taxes? That's wild. So you've only been doing this a few years.
Yeah, I've been an instructor for about a year and a half.
Year and a half. Yep. Wow, that's a lot of classes to take in.
Yeah.
For you to take and then become certified to teach them.
I went on ahead and I just made an aggressive approach to it and just kept, building and building.
Yeah.
And so far as being, a gunsmith and getting my degree, I just kept building upon that. Right? So, and then I've just continued. I'm a student of the game.
That's cool. Staying with the gunsmithing, do you have an FFL?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I'm in the process of clearing out my garage. As soon as I clear out my garage, I can go ahead and put in for my FFL, and then I can make it official, and then I can announce the name and open up and get everything ready.
Gotcha. That's cool. Because I always wondered about this. I've talked to a few other people that were gunsmiths, and I'm like, if you're a gunsmith, do you have your FFL? I know there's different FFL types. There's one for curio and relics. I know there's one for making and selling ammunition. I know there's one for manufacturing firearms. I know there's one for class 3 stuff, for having suppressors and then there's one machine guns and everything.
And then there's one for explosives.
For who?
Explosives.
Oh, right.
Explosives. I think that one is $2,000. Yeah, I missed it from the military, so
man,
that's just the deal with explosives. Yes.
That would be kind of cool.
It would be.
That would be pretty cool, man.
It would be nice. It would be nice to get back into that field. It would be real fun. I think I did when I came out. I did want to look up what is that? Demolition explosives.
Right.
Right, because they used to tear down the big buildings, especially they used it when they tore down the projects.
That would be pretty wild, man. That'd be pretty wild. So yeah, so you haven't done this very much and or for very long, but you really got into it. That's cool. How do you when you build rifles for other folks? How do they find out about you? Do you give them a list of things they can do? Do they come to you and say, "Hey, listen, here's what I want to have done. I want to have, this stock and this rail"? And
well, I don't build them for other people because you have to have FFL.
Right.
As a gunsmith, you would have to put on a serial number to give to them. But I can teach them how to build.
Okay.
And that's what I usually do. I teach people how to build a firearm, or how to build not just a firearm. I teach them how to build their own AR, and they have to buy a little receiver, which is serialized.
Yep.
And
gotcha.
It's in their name. They're able to take it. I just teach them how to build it.
So what do you think about this stuff that's been going on with the 80% lowers? And I want to say I've seen some emails in the last day or two about places that want to have serialized uppers as well as the serialized lowers, and they have to be they have to match and all that sort of stuff. I mean, for the stuff that you're doing, there's no way they're going to match.
Oh no, well it's not, because you have to get different parts.
Right.
So it's another part of the matrix that they add to it. You have to get different parts, and plus you may want a different trigger pull. You may want a different muzzle, and if you live in a place where you can put a suppressor on it, you may want to put a suppressor on it. Different barrels, different calibers, all type of stuff that you might want to do, and you're gonna say that they have to match. Well, if they have to match, right? Are they, are they not assigned to a person if you have a serial number? Well, even if that, I don't think it's fair, because
it's not fair.
You have people that really want to learn about building their own firearms.
Right. I mean, I've talked to I took a class at the SIG Academy recently up in New Hampshire. Yep. And I couldn't use my AR. They give you an AR to use. They give you a loaner to use. I think it was an M800. And I liked it better than my own AR. So I'm like, okay, I need to get a new rail. I thought I liked the stock I had on mine. I think I like to get a different stock. And I'm not even talking about trigger pull or anything like that. Because when I put my AR together, I just got a lower parts kit and had a friend of mine who did an AR armor course, put all that stuff together for me. So yeah, now I want to change everything I have around. Yeah,
and then that's the thing. You want to change stuff out, and especially if there's something that's down on it. If there's something that's down on it, what do you do? You have to go get special permission to go get a part? Yeah,
it seems completely ridiculous.
And it has to match. Do I have to go get a whole new gun? And what's even more ridiculous is the bill that it came up with, HR 127. You have to go get a psychic valve. You have to pay $800 for a psychic valve.
Yeah,
$800.
That's insane, man. That is completely ridiculous.
Who can afford that? Like the everyday working person that gets up, go get a psychic valve, $800.
$800 is, even if you're doing pretty well, it's at least a half a week's pay. Some people it's 4/5, 5. Some people it's a whole week.
And that's the thing,
And this, so this is one of the things I've been coining a phrase. I coined a phrase called the gun control loophole. And what I like about it is the gun control loophole is all of this nonsense. All of it. We require 16 hours. We require an $800 mental evaluation. We require this. We require more crap that you have to go through. We're going to do the permits in 30 days, but we're going to take about 9 months to get it done. This is all gun control loophole. And the thing that Oregon just passed about telling people how they can keep how they keep their guns locked in their homes. Here's what I find crazy about that.
What?
Oregon just passed something. They're calling it, or I think it's up. I don't know if it went through or if it's one of these things that they want to do, but they want to make sure that all the guns are locked and secured so people don't have quick access to them.
Well, what if someone breaks it? Okay, no.
Right. So if someone breaks in your house. I know we have mutual friends, but I don't know if we have all the mutual friends. Some of the people I hang with have this thing that we call POGO. POGO is pants on, gun on.
Yes.
So if you come over to my house, I've already been outside. I've got a gun on me.
Yeah.
But not everybody lives like that, and that's totally cool. But I don't want the only way the government's going to know whether or not I keep my guns locked up according to the way the state says I need to keep them locked up is if they come into my house and they check it out, which is now a Fourth Amendment violation of illegal search and seizure.
Yes, it is.
And then if they say that, hey, listen, you know what? You've got a cable lock. A cable lock's not good enough. You have to get a big safe. Oh, not that big safe. You have to get a bigger safe. You got one of those ones that weighs 600 pounds. It takes 7 guys to move it in, and they cost $3,000.
Yes, and you don't have $3,000 to pay.
Right. So now we're pricing myself out of having the ability to be able to have a gun because I can't meet the requirements that the government wants me to have.
Another thing.
I need an Altoid. Or not an Altoid. I need the Toms, for God's sakes.
Yes. And one thing that surprises me is Illinois will make laws that they know are not constitutional.
Right.
Right. But they do it on purpose because they know that, hey, if we're gonna get sued for it, and it's got to go up to the Supreme Court. That's if they're gonna see the Second Amendment, and it's got to work its way through the court system, and you're gonna sit there and wait for it to work its way through the court system.
Yes. So yeah, it's ridiculous. I think the Dick Heller case the Heller case went through in 2008, but it started way before that.
Another tidbit I wanted to let you know: there's not one gun range in the city of Chicago that's open.
Yeah, this is what Rhonda and I talked about before.
Yep, and that's my mentor. That's my lady right there, Miss Rhonda Ezell, and she worked the city over. But they try to make it so you're gonna have to pay at least $5 million. That's just a guesstimate of mine. But you're gonna have to pay $5 million in order just to open up a range in Chicago.
Just to open up a range.
And then they ain't no telling what the cost is going to be to maintain it. And then they're gonna ostracize it. They're gonna try and demonize it.
Yeah.
Just like they did to this shop in Gary, Indiana. They said that they sold 850 guns into Chicago, but they didn't talk about the straw purchases.
Right. So where are those Toms? I used to listen to some of the liberal wackos on the radio show on a radio station in Boston, and I don't want to say I liked them, but I enjoyed listening to them. And they went from one station to another station, and they flat out full pinko commie, full pinko commie left wing crazy wacko stuff. Anyway, I called in one time, and we were talking about background checks, and I said, yeah, the background check stuff is nonsense, and the lady said to me, she's like, well, what if some gangbanger from from Dorchester, the crappy part of Boston, he sends his girlfriend to go to New Hampshire, where they don't do background checks, and she buys a dozen guns and comes back and gives them to her gang member boyfriend, and he sells them on the streets. I'm like, everything you've asked me is illegal, and you want to know how to make it more illegal? You can't buy guns from people that can't have them. You can't buy handguns in states you don't live in, and you can't sell a gun to someone who doesn't have a gun license.
Exactly. And you do go buy a gun from out of state. I know I think there's something with Indiana. When you go over to Indiana to buy a gun, you have to get it shipped back to Illinois.
Oh yeah, if you're doing handguns?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't buy handguns in states you don't live in. So when, I don't know, one of our former president comes out and says, oh, it's easier to get a handgun than it is to get a library card. It's crap. It's crap.
So, but you can, now, Indiana, you can go to Indiana to Cabela's and say, hey, I want to buy this gun. They have to ship it to FFL in Illinois. You come pick it up. They may charge $40 to get that. Yeah. But you still have to wait 3 days. And you still have to fill out a 4473. And you still get a background check. So that means that had the 850 purchases that they so candidly talk about, that has to be straw purchases. Yeah,
they have to be. They have to be.
Because you can't just go into that gun shop and buy guns
without having a background check.
This is why they call
it the national background check. All the gun stores are required to do it.
Yes, they are. The Knicks background check. You know what? I got heartburn.
How about those cups? You want some Toms?
No. I'm gonna drink some water. No. All right. But yeah, how about those Cubs?
Yeah,
they're doing better. They're in third right now. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but me and the wife, we gotta get up and go to a game.
Nice.
And go check out the Cubs. It's always fun to go to Wrigleyville.
Yeah, I used to go as a kid once in a while. We did the school trip up there. I wanted to be a left fielder for the Cubs when I was a kid.
Yeah, and you know what? I remember when I was a kid and I played baseball and they stuck me on the Cardinals team. I was mad. I was mad about that. I was like, still stinking Cardinal.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And just to speak a little bit, about Illinois. Downstate Illinois is a whole different.
Oh my God, absolutely! It's free America.
It's free America, and they don't live the way that Cook County lives.
Yeah.
And Cook County just wheelbarrows the rest of the state.
Yeah.
Because they have the most delegates, the most votes, all this, all that. But they don't live like downstate. They're Cardinal fans. Downstate Illinois, they're Cardinal fans. They cannot stand Chicagoans. I went down there. I took the wife to wine country.
Yeah.
I took the wife to wine country down in by Southern Illinois University. Came in with my Cubs jersey. So where you guys from? I'm from Chicago. Oh, okay. Was kind of shaking their head.
Yeah, they can figure it out. You got to come shirt on. They can figure it out.
It was like, go ahead, drink your wine and take your ass back to Chicago.
Oh my gosh! Don't bring your politics down.
Yeah, but that's one thing, and it's just crazy. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all, and I especially don't like the fact that that the state made a law for Cook County that you can't carry your firearms in Cook County Preserve. In the Cook County Forest Preserve, and that's only in Cook County.
Oh my gosh!
Right? It's not a state law that says you can't carry. All other counties, they can say whether you can carry your firearm within the county park.
Right.
But for Cook County, it's actually a state law.
Unbelievable.
For just one county.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't hunt.
I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to change that because I go hunting also.
Oh,
I go
cool.
pheasant hunting. And I go down to Kankakee River State Park and go pheasant hunting.
All right, so let's hear for the Kankakee River State Park.
Yep. I didn't get a chance last year because I had classes.
Yeah.
And just trying to work them classes. But this year I'm going hunting. I'm going deer hunting. I'm going to go pheasant hunting. And I'm gonna have some.
Have you been pheasant hunting before?
Yes, I have.
I you know what? I went with some guys in New Jersey a few months ago. I absolutely loved it.
Yes,
I thought it was great, man.
It's definitely fun. Funny story, right? So I went and I said I'm going with me a hunting dog. I'm gonna see if I can try and train it myself.
Oh my god!
It was horrible,
dude. Our guide said, "Listen, if you shoot me, I can deal with that. If you shoot the dog,
because they put a lot of money into that dog.
Put a lot of money.
Into the dog.
A lot of money.
Yep, a lot of money into the dog. They really. You do not want to shoot a bird dog because it's a lot of training, a lot of money go to it. So I tried to do it myself.
Yeah.
Right? And I listened to friends, and they were like, "Just take her out there. She get used to the gunshots." Yeah, okay. So I took a pheasant hunting with me, walking around, and she was doing good. She was sniffing out, running around, and she was just glad to be outside. So she flushed a bird. I was like, "Yeah." It was like, pow, 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 pow. Right? Mm-hmm. And so the first series of shots, because I had a 20 gauge at the time, didn't bother her, but the second, there was another guy who was out there trying to train his dog, and then guess what? He put out 12 gauge, pow, 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 missed the bird too. She said, "Oh no, this is not for me." She takes off in the wood, just running around, and she gone. I'm like, "Come here, girl, come here, girl." Right? And so I'm around there clicking my teeth, whistling for her, and the other guy that was out there with me, he's like, "She's up here." So I walk up there, she's at the car door, waiting on me.
Ready to go.
Yep, she looks at me, and she gets on the car door, she starts scratching the car. I'm like, "Stop scratching my car." I'm like, she's scratching, she gets in the car, and goes to sleep. So, as if I didn't learn the first time that she's not a bird dog, and I did it completely wrong. I took her to another area. I was like, maybe she might get used to it.
Oh my god!
So I took her, to the other area, and we go deep into the woods this time. Walking around, she's cool, having a good time this time. She's having, she's back to normal.
Yeah.
And so we're walking, and then so we see some other hunters. They walk up and they work in the field. So they flushed not a hen, they flushed a
rooster.
Yeah, they flushed a rooster.
Yeah. And
so the rooster takes off, they shot it, missed it. Oh, she said, "Oh no, this is not for me. Nope, I'm going back to the car." Yeah, so she went back to she just disappeared in the woods again. I said, "The kids are gonna kill me when I get home. They're going to kill me." Right? And I'm walking back, I'm trying to whistle for her, trying to look for her, and I get back to where the car is at. And I'm whistling, I'm like, "Come here, girl." And one of the guys that was in the parking lot said, "I think I got something for you." And so she was sitting in the front seat of a pickup truck with the guy. She looks up at me, her eyes get big. She said, "No, I'm not going with you no more."
Oh my god!
So I got out the car, I got her back into the car, went back, turned my stuff in, went back home, and said, "Yep, she's not a bird dog."
Man, so I have an ongoing joke with a couple of my friends that have dogs, and I'm not a pet person, but my line is yet another reason why the cooks don't have a pet. I told them I was going to write a book called "Yet Another Reason Why the Cooks Don't Have a Pet."
Yep.
There's going to be all these list of things that don't go right with people.
That was sell.
Yeah.
That was sell.
So this is what I thought about doing. This is the complete ridiculousness that I am. I was going to write this book, like 101 Reasons Why the Cooks Don't Have a Pet. And then it was going to be one of these books that you flip it over and it's 101 Reasons Why You Do Have a Pet. And then I'm like, you know what? I can do book signings at Petco.
Yeah.
And I can be, listen, I'm doing autographs from 10 to 2. I got a hard out at 2 o'clock, so I got to go home and take the dog out for a walk.
Yeah, I didn't stop at 1. I want to get 2 more.
Two more dogs?
Yeah, I got.
Oh my god.
The first one is a pit mix. She is a pit mix with Labrador Retriever. Yeah. The other one is a straight pit, and the youngest one is the Beagle. Which one do you think is the meanest?
I'm gonna go with the Beagle.
Yes, everybody does. That crazy little girl, I tell you.
Oh my gosh.
She keeps us moving around the house.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, but it's definitely. And then, you know, you only can hunt with a shotgun in Illinois.
So when I got into gun stuff, I didn't get into it until I was turned 30-ish, ish. And I started watching these hunting shows on the Outdoor Channel. And you know, I'm living in Massachusetts, and I want to become a hunter. And I did the Hunter Red and got a bow and. I started watching these hunting shows, and they get all the monster bucks in Illinois, and I'm like, yes. Wow, that's awesome. Yep. I get out here, and they're like, yeah, you can only hunt with a shotgun. I'm like, what? And you have to,
shotgun is probably just as good up to 100, 200 meters, right? If you get it in that close. And and a big buck doesn't get big by being stupid.
This is true.
And if you don't get your scent right, they will stay away from you.
I've said this a bunch of times, man. Hunting to me is taking a nice romantic walk with my bow and arrow in the woods, climbing up a tree stand, taking a nap, reading a book, dropping my book, and wondering what the hell I'm doing. You know, you read all these books, they're like, oh, you got to go out and scout and scout.
It's a science behind it. I was surprised that, you know, deer hunting was a science behind it. I was trying to get deer down in Mississippi. And it was going to take me more than 7 days because I had to figure. I knew the terrain, but it was.
It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and you talk to non-hunting folks, non-gun folks, and they're like, "Well, you just go in the woods and shoot Bambi." Like, I wish.
Yeah, I wish it was just that easy, but it's not that easy. They may watch the hunting channel and say that was very easy.
Right.
Yeah. You don't know if that guy was sitting out there for 2 weeks.
Right. It's 22 minutes of a guy, you know, doing a successful hunt, and. Yeah, he's out there for a week. He's out there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and so they think it's easy, but you got to remember that people get most of their information from the idiot box.
Absolutely.
Right. So they look at TV and they think that it's just that easy.
Oh, it's just so easy.
Then they think that it's just that easy to go buy a firearm. I can just go buy a firearm. You know, I don't have to go through a background check. We need universal background checks.
What do you mean we have to take a class? Oh wait, I gotta wait 9 months?
Oh,
wait, you just go buy them, right?
Exactly. And you know the funny thing about it, how people will come in and get mad when they were in California. What do you mean I have to wait 10 days? What? When did they come up with that law? Since you weren't paying attention.
Right. It's been that way for quite a while, man.
And you know, I was stationed in California. I loved California. California was beautiful. I just will not go back to California. I will not go to California. I will not go to New York. I don't. If I had to sit there and think about the Matrix and put myself through the Matrix,
oh my gosh, yeah,
to navigate your gun laws, and I can't protect myself, you're just not gonna get my business in. I'll go through the rest of my life never knowing what New York looks like.
It looks just like the movies, man. It's crazy. People everywhere. It's nuts.
Yeah, and you know, I often ask my students, ask them this one question. I ask them, and they never can answer. I tell them, if you answer my question, I will pass you right now. I said, what law that they are going to make is going to change the hearts of men, and meaning men and women? How is it going to change the hearts of an evil person? If they are set out to do evil, they are just going to do that evil.
Yeah.
I haven't got an answer yet.
Nothing.
Right? And I tell them, you're your first line of defense.
Absolutely.
If you're not your first line of defense, you can't sit there and wait for a government official to come and say, hey, I'm here to save you. I did a class for some ladies down in Pembroke Township. and they don't have a police department.
Pembroke also, where you need a gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to Pembroke soon. We got a camping trip down there, and so the ladies told me they don't have a police department. They have to rely on the sheriff to come, and that's 25 minutes.
On a good day.
On a good day.
Yeah.
It's 25 minutes for them to come from Kankakee County up to where they're at to respond.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's nuts.
How fair is that?
It's not fair. It's not right. People don't get this. That you do have, you are your first line. You are the one that has to protect yourself. It's your responsibility. I didn't feel the need. I wasn't a gun guy growing up. I didn't feel a need to have a gun or want a gun until I had a kid. And then I'm like, holy moly, this boy is my responsibility.
Yep.
I need to take care of him. In order for me to take care of him, I have to be around myself. I have to take care of myself. I have to be able to protect me. I have to be able to protect him. And this is how I got into it. And I look at my liberal wacko friends that are non-gun folks, and I'm like, you got kids now. Do you feel different about having a gun?
And you know what? Even if you don't like guns, you just don't like guns. But why impede on what I like?
Right.
I don't impede on what you like. Right.
My God.
And I tell people I carry a firearm not to impose my will on someone else. It's
so
just in case
other people can impose their will on me. Man.
And you know what I'm saying? And people sit there and they think about it. And now that when I'm in the class and I start explaining Illinois law and how the laws came about and how this and I ask the people, I say, who's your state representative?
I don't know.
I don't know. They say, I say, who's your state representative? Dick Durbin? No, that's U.S. And actually, that's your senator.
Right.
And Tammy Duckworth, that's your senator. If you stay out here, Robin Kelly is your U.S. representative. So who's your state? I don't know. Well, mine is Michael Hastings. He's a state senator. Right. The representative is Debbie Myers-Mayer.
All right.
My committee woman is Donna Miller for Cook County. And so that's part of the problem. You don't even know who your politician is.
Right. This is aggravating as hell.
It is. Right. It is. But we have to fight.
We do.
We have to keep on fighting. And if we don't fight, they're going to win. And I'm not into letting them win.
Right. No way.
I don't like the fact that I have to fight this fight, but I have to.
You do. It's I hate to sound like we're little wackos, but it is for our kids. We have to preserve what we have. We have to, I mean, we see this more and more. We have to preserve our country. We have to preserve these things that we have.
Yep. And that's why I teach my sons. I taught my sons how to shoot. I'm trying to get my daughter to realize that she needs to get a FOID card so I can teach her how to shoot. I built a 1911 for her, and I'm waiting for her.
She's the 21-year-old?
Yes.
My son's turning 21 in less than a year. I'm like, all right, you want an AR or you want a handgun, bud? Which one do you want? He's like, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. So I want to build, when both my kids turn 21, I want to build an AR for them.
Okay.
So
yep.
I think it'd be
do a good
cool.
build. Do a good build. I'm not a representative of them, but UM Tactical, Rage.
UM Tactical, okay.
They have a Rage.
Move my car back a little bit. Sun's in my eyes.
They have a compensator. Oh, it's immaculate. It's beautiful. I'm gonna show you in a minute. It's just beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fire comes out the side. I'm sorry, I get a little excited.
That's awesome, man.
I get a little giddy. So, but it's definitely. And what are you gonna do if someone comes in your house? And I've seen multiple videos where there's more than one intruder. And right.
High cap magazines. Can you have them here in Illinois?
What's a high cap magazine?
All right, more than 10 rounds.
Okay. Yes, you can.
You can.
Now, in the city of Chicago, you're not supposed to, as they say, because it's preemptive, but it's still preemptive to state law because there's no law against, in the state of Illinois, there's no law against high capacity magazines or magazines of over 10. If you had really asked me, the 30 round magazine that goes to an AR, that's just standard. It
absolutely is. I always tell people in Massachusetts, we cannot have pre-September 13th, 1994, excuse me, we can have pre-September 13th, 1994 magazines that have more than 10 rounds. So I always tell people, if you have, I did a class in Utah last weekend, and I said if you have an M&P 15 or excuse me, if you have an M&P, Smith & Wesson M&P with a 15-round magazine, and you bring it to Massachusetts and you get caught with it, you're a felon.
Wow.
Don't do it. But I always tell people in Massachusetts, buy yourself a Glock, spend $125 on a pre-1994 magazine, and but I always say bad guys have friends. This is, I mean, it's not one person that breaks your house, it's 3 people.
Yes, and that's the thing, right? So if you have one gun with a 10-round magazine and you have 3, maybe 4 intruders and they're all armed, you're outgunned.
Right from the bat, you're outgunned.
Why should I have to level the playing field? I shouldn't have to. I'm the law-abiding citizen. I'm the one that gets up every day. I find a way to pay my mortgage, right? I find a way to pay my car note.
Yeah.
I find a way to take care of my family. I don't go into other people's houses trying to rob them of their belongings, right? Why do I have to subject myself to a 10-round magazine?
Why do I have to be infringed on this nonsense? I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
And it's just it's frustrating. You got the Tums.
I got the I do. I do have some Tums in the car. We're gonna have to have some.
Yeah, it's just frustrating, but it's one of them things that, you know, if you give up now, it's just gonna be.
I mean, we've all seen the social media posts that say you can vote your way into socialism, but you have to shoot your way out.
Yep.
So yeah.
And my mother always said, she said, it's easy to get in trouble, it's hard to get out of it. So it kind of falls in line the same lines.
Yeah, our mothers were probably smarter than we gave them credit for.
Yeah.
But now that we're older, we start to realize how smart they were.
And she says everything she says, you're gonna regret this, you're gonna regret that. I regret it now, so you know, it's like, listen, you know, I understand what she was trying to say.
And we try to do the same thing for our kids.
And then they look at you and like, I don't know. I'm like, okay.
Oh, come on, man.
Just like my daughter, go get your FOID card.
Right. The conversation I had with my sister is, you know, when she told me 5 months ago that she'd been waiting 4 months to get her FOID card. I'm like, I told you this shit 2 years ago, or probably longer. Like, I tried to get you on this, girl.
And in Indiana, you go pay a one-time fee. Pay a one-time fee, and you have a concealed carry license for life. And I think you may have to wait 3 weeks because they send it in the mail, right? So they send it in the mail. You get your concealed carry card, and you're able to carry. But you can't carry into Illinois because Illinois doesn't recognize any other state. Right? And so it leaves the Indiana resident that stays in Indiana and works in Chicago, because there's plenty of them, it leaves them defenseless.
Yeah.
Right? It leaves them defenseless because you don't want them to come into to your state with a firearm. And when you really think about it, right? You really think about, it's your obligation to maintain that right. So when you're in Indiana and you get a lifetime, right, it's only you that's going to mess it up.
Right. Instead
of Illinois, you have to renew every 5 years for your concealed carry. Every 10 years for your FOID card. Now they're trying to drop it down to 5 years. They're trying to raise the FOID card to $20, and they're trying to make fingerprints mandatory. Welcome to Illinois. Or welcome back.
My line that I use is, when I tell people about the gun laws, welcome to the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
This is it, man.
And they come up, I think they just run out of laws to make, to tell you the truth. I think they run out of laws to make, and we can find a way to, you know, we're going to stop mass shootings. You know, I think a lot of times, I don't think they believe half the BS that they say. You know what? I take that back. They have to, because they wouldn't fight so hard.
They wouldn't so fight. Yeah, this is true. They wouldn't fight that hard if they didn't believe it. These guys are all nuts.
Yeah. So I just, you know, like I said, I keep fighting the fight. Get up and go to work. Then on the weekends, I have to
be the warrior.
Yep.
I love it, man. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, listen. How can people find you and all of your stuff?
Okay, you can find me. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at you can find me at Red Hill Gunsmithing. That's my business page. And you can find me on Instagram at Lock and Loaded. So it's LOC_AND_LOAD 0351. That's Instagram.
Okay.
And on Facebook you can find Kory Brooks. Kory Brooks.
K-O-R-Y.
Yeah, Kory Brooks.
Cool. We will put links to that. How about your instructing stuff?
My instructing, you can find me. You can type in Courtney Redmond on USCCA. You can find me as far as on USCCA. You can find me on NRA, and you can find me through the Illinois
State Rifle?
Yeah, no,
Illinois State Police?
Illinois State Police, yeah. Illinois State Police, it's listed as an instructor.
Cool.
So you can find me those 3 ways if you want a class. I do defensive pistol, rifle bills.
You got a lot of stuff going on, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I talk to guys like you, and I'm like, man, I tell everyone all I'm doing is trying to keep up, and that's all I feel like I'm doing. And then I hear all the stuff that you're doing, I'm like, all right, you got a lot more you can do, dude.
I'm just trying to work it, and then I love teaching. I love teaching about firearms. I really do. Like, I'm ready to quit my job. I'm really.
What you like to eat?
Yep. And one thing is, you know, when somebody said it before, when you do a job that you love, you never work a day in your life. And so I love teaching. I love being able to show people and enlighten people into firearms. I love to show them how, you know, to put this adult jigsaw puzzle together, right? And just seeing it all come together. Oh, you just got to see the AR build. I'm telling you, it's just so beautiful.
Cool, man.
Yeah. But that's all my social media, and you can find me. I will have a website out soon, and when I do have a website, you'll be first to know.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Listen, here's what I got for you. I got a riding shotgun with Charlie. Credit card knife. Put it in your wallet. It is not TSA safe.
Not TSA safe, and don't use it for cheese.
Ask me how I know. Don't use it for cheese. I got some riding shotgun with Charlie stickers.
Thank you.
I got some Gungram stickers.
Oh yes.
Bam. There you go. And I got a riding shotgun with Charlie patch for you. Yes. And then, of course, my biz card with all my contacts.
Got you. Yep.
Thank you so much for being on the show, man. I really appreciate this. I love that that I can call people on a short notice.
Yep.
And the gun folks really are the greatest folks. And my one of my objectives with having the show is to make more friends around the country. And I love it, man.
I'm trying to do that too. So now I got a place to go to in Massachusetts.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I've only been to the East Coast. I don't know if you consider North Carolina the East Coast, but I've never been to Washington D.C. or anywhere above.
More places you can't go, Arm?
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about Washington D.C. Especially right now, but I haven't been. I want to go to Virginia. I do want to go hunting in Virginia.
That would be cool.
I want to go hunting in Virginia. I want to go hunting. I just want to go hunting in all the free states. Let's just tell you that much.
That's cool, man.
And they can keep California. They can keep New York.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right, well, listen, thank you so much for being on the show. Please make sure you check out the Second Amendment Foundation, saf.org. Become a member of the Second Amendment Foundation. A lifetime membership of the SAF is $150, which is nothing. Otherwise, it's $15 a year, and honestly, after 10 years of being a member of the Second Amendment Foundation, you bought yourself a membership. It's the same amount of money. So just buck up, do the lifetime membership, get it over with. Check out the Self-Defense Radio Network, sdrn.us. It is all your favorite all your pro-freedom podcasts in one place. Make sure you subscribe to Riding Shotgun with Charlie on YouTube. You can watch the show on YouTube. You can watch it on Gunstreamer. You can check it out on the OpsLens app. You can listen to the show in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and on iHeartRadio. You can get some stickers that Kory has. You can get the patches that Kory has at the WritingShotgunWithCharlie.com swag and merch page. And you can get hoodies and shirts and coffee mugs at the Teespring store, which I will put a link in. I think it's WritingShotgunWithCharlie.creator at no, shoot, that's an email. WritingShotgunWithCharlie.creator.spring.com. I don't know what the hell it is. They changed it on me. I'm putting a link on it. I'll put the titles on it. You'll get it there. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.